Hi guys, and welcome back. It's your girl Stu, and I'm sitting here today. I'm about to clean up some of my mess that should have been cleaned up days ago, a week ago. Should have just been cleaned, and I have yet to do it. So I am going to clean this stuff up while I'll talk to you guys. So yesterday I did not come on here and do a story time, and I might sound a little stuffy. It's because I just got up. Not only did I just get up, but I might have a little bit of cold in me. My granddaughter has a cold, and she might be trying to pass it to me. So yeah, that's where I am with that. But right now I am in my beauty room trying to get some stuff cleaned up. Because you know how we do when we get ready, at least some of us anyway, we tend to have stuff everywhere and leave it. I don't know why we have to do this. Like, pull everything out, get dressed, and leave it. But anyway, as I was saying, I'm on here today because I did not come on here yesterday and do Let's Talk About It Tuesdays. I haven't did Let's Talk About It Tuesdays in a couple of weeks, and don't blame it on my heart, blame it on my mind. Charge it to my mind. But anyway, I haven't been on here in a couple of weeks doing Let's Talk About It Tuesdays because life just been lifing. I've had things going on, and I haven't quite been able to get on here and do Let's Talk About It Tuesday. So I am here on Wednesday morning. It's Wednesday morning. It's not Wednesday evening, y'all. You know, the last time I was on here, I came on here really late, y'all. I had just woke up. I had done slept all day. But it's actually Wednesday morning. I'm still going to come back later on and do a wind down Wednesdays. But right now it's Wednesday morning. So I'm going to try to give y'all a little bit of Let's Talk About It. Let's Talk About It. That's what it's going to be called. Because today ain't Tuesday. Today is Wednesday. So it's just going to be a Let's Talk About It. And I'm talking about, I think I got a cold. I know I got a cold. Miss Ma'am done gave me her cold. But yeah, so I'm gonna give you guys a story time while I try to clean up this mess. And then I'm also gonna fix me some tea and try to get this stuffiness gone before later. So yeah. So I was sitting up here and yeah, I can't breathe. So I was sitting here and I was thinking, what am I going to talk about with you guys today for Let's Talk About It. So I'm going to give you guys a story time. And what are we going to title this story time? I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what the title is going to be. I'm not sure what the title will be. We'll figure that out later on. We just going to right now try to get it out there. I'm going to try to just do this story time. Well, I have a little breath in me to try to get it out. I know my voice is not trying to act up as well, but it's really sounding like it. So y'all, let's get started, and I'm gonna try to give it whatever energy I can give it, because right now, like I said, I done got a little sick. And I didn't realize it was this serious, but obviously it is this serious. I'm sick. Like I said, my grandbaby. What was that? But anywho, y'all, it's a mess in here. When I tell y'all, it's I've been getting dressed and leaving it. Getting dressed and leaving it. So it's a mess up in here. But anyway, y'all, let's get to this story time. So we gon' this is about the time that I went on a, well, it wasn't I guess you could call it a date. I guess you could call it a date. I don't know. We call it a date. We call it a date. It don't matter. But I met this guy, and I was going to visit him for the first time. And we're going to call him Rob. We'll call him Rob. And so I was going to visit Rob for the first time. Me and Rob had done talked on the phone and for about a month. We had talked on the phone or whatever for about a month. You know, chit-chatted it up, whatever. And so yeah, we talked on the phone, we chit-chatted it up. And so, you know, one day I decided, you know what? I'm not doing anything. I don't have nothing to do this weekend. I'm going to go see him. And so when I said, what is this? So when I said I'm gonna go see him, he did not stay in the same city that I stayed in. He stayed like 2 hours away. And so I decided, you know, I'm gonna go visit him because I don't have anything else to do. Hold that thought. Okay, I'm back. So as I was stating, I decided to go visit him because I had nothing else to do. It was the weekend, and I literally did not have anything else to do. So I decided I would go in and pay him a visit so that we can, you know, actually have a conversation face to face. And so I went on to go visit him or whatever, and you know, the ride was a lot. And y'all, I might need to stop cleaning while I'm doing this video so that I can get this stuff out. Because we'll be on here all day trying to get this story time out. And so anyway, let me stop for a minute. So we went, I can't stop, but anyway, we went on, I went to go visit him. It was a 2-hour drive. Like I said, I decided to go visit him because I didn't have anything else, you know, going on the weekend. I'm like, you know what, I'll chalk it up. I'll go and see him. And so I did. And so y'all, I went ahead, I went to visit him or whatever, and we pulls up. He met me. He told me, hey, go to this store. I'm gonna come meet you at the store, and then, you know, you can follow me back. Y'all, I'm looking at y'all, but I'm getting a glare on my glasses. But anyway, he was like, I'm gonna take these off because it's this glare. He was like, I'm gonna come and meet you at the store or whatever. So I'm like, okay, cool. He was like, so you can follow me. And I'm like, all right. So he comes, meets me at the store, and I follow him back to his place. So I'm pulling up to, first of all, it was like this, the road was, I understood why he didn't give me his exact address, because I'd have never found it, because the way that it was a small town, first of all. And it was a small town, and it was the country. So I wouldn't have found what he was talking about. And quiet as kept, when I pulled up to it, I was like, it probably ain't even got an address, to be honest. It might not even have an address. But anyway. I pulled up, and it was like, I'm going to say like a big yard. Let's say it's a big yard, a big opening. And it's like a house sitting over here. Then it's a house sitting right here. Then it's a trailer sitting right here. Well, here's the house and here's the trailer. And when I say they was like sitting like this, I was like, what type of, okay, what's going on here? So I get out the car or whatever, and I'm walking with him. I'm walking with him or whatever, and we walking up to what I'm thinking he walking up to the house, but no, he walks up to the trailer. So I'm like, oh, okay, well, cool. Okay, he lives in a trailer. Not a problem. Not a problem. So, and I just want to go on record to say I had no issue with him living in a trailer. That was absolutely not the issue. You know, a lot of people have a lot of nice trailers. Nothing wrong with them. If that's what you want to do, hey, do you. No judgment here. But anyway, I goes inside the trailer. It was a small trailer. I'm not real familiar with trailers, so I'm gonna say it was a single wide. I don't know. I don't know. Don't give me the line. I don't know. But it was small. It was like everything was like bam, 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 right there together. And it looked like an old trailer. Like it was real old. Real old. Real old. So everything in there looked it as though his grandmother lived there. Yeah. Everything looked it as though his grandmother might have once lived there. And okay, once again, not a problem. You know, just from the pictures, the furniture, the pictures, the furniture, the carpet. The carpet looked like it might have been there when he was a baby. And he was like 55. So yeah, you know how people back in the day had the old time shag carpet? Yeah. So that's what it looked like to me. And you know, as I was like, oh, okay, you know, once again, I'm not judging. I'm just telling y'all the story. So he was like, get comfortable or whatever. I want you to get comfortable, you know, take your shoes off. And I had on some like loafer shoes. They wasn't really loafer because like there was loafer at the top, but the back had my heel out and it had like a strap around it, if y'all know what I'm saying. So that means I had no socks on with those shoes. And he was like, yeah, get comfortable, you know, take your shoes off, this and that, or whatever. And I'm like, oh, no. I'm thinking in my head, I'm like, oh, that's okay, I'm comfortable, I'm good, you know, that's what I told him. But I'm thinking in my head, like, dude, I ain't taking my shoes off. This carpet look like it's been here since you was a baby. Like, no, this is not what we doing. But anyway, he, you know, he was barbecuing or whatever, and, you know, he was doing, you know, I guess the regular, you know, barbecue stuff. He was doing ribs, and he had these peppers wrapped up in bacon, and they were actually really good. He had some wings, and, you know, the food was real good. I had no issue with the food at all. You know, I'm greedy. So yeah, it was actually, like I said, really good. And then you know, we was having like little conversation in between, you know, him back and forth, you know, in and out or whatever. And we would have conversation or whatever, we were talking, and I just didn't like his form of conversation. And he was one of those guys that I noticed real off bat had to be right all the time. It's like you gotta be right. Like you forcing yourself to be right. And I'm like, you're forcing yourself to be right so tough to where it don't even make no sense. Like you really don't make sense right now, sir. But okay, we gonna go with it if that's what you're doing. If that's what you want to do, fine. We can go with it or whatever. But I was already making it in my head to where, yeah, this ain't going nowhere. I really came down here just to be coming down here. And I'm not feeling you like that. And this is really going absolutely nowhere. And so yeah, that's what it was. It really didn't go anywhere. And it got to the point to where I didn't enjoy his company. Like he started acting weird, and then he was drinking, right? So he had done bought me some wine, and so I was drinking some wine, and I was like, what are you drinking? And he was like, oh, I'm drinking E&J and Coke. And I'm like, who drink Irk and Jerk? Do y'all drink Irk and Jerk out there? Like who out there really be drinking Irk and Jerk? I'm like, ooh. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me right now. Like, I know people ain't out there really drinking it right now. But sure enough, that's what he was drinking anyway. So I'm like, okay, well, that's his drink. That's what he drinks. I might need to check that. So I'm like, okay, yeah, that's his drink. That's what he drinks. So yeah, whatever. We gonna roll with it. So I started noticing the more he walked back and forth, and he was, because he kept, walking back and forth because he was barbecuing, and so I'm watching him, right? He starts staggering, and so we had another conversation where I don't know what we was talking about, but he was saying how don't think that because, I'm drinking this, that I'm not aware of my surroundings and stuff like that. Like, I do this all the time. This is nothing. I do this all the time. This is nothing. So I'm thinking in my head, well, if you do this all the time, why are you staggering right now? Like, why are you, it's like you drunk right now. And then, like, we had a conversation before I even came. I was like, he asked me if I like guys that smoke, and I told him no. I said, that's not my thing. I said, I don't like guys that smoke anything. I don't care if you smoking a cigarette or anything. Weed, definitely not. I don't know. I don't do the smoking. I don't smoke. I don't do the smoking. So he was like, well, I smoke Black and Milds every now and again or whatever. It just helps me relax a little bit. He said, but that's just, every blue moon, every now and then. So y'all, this man sat down next to me on the couch. And he proceeded to smoke. I mean, it to me, it seemed like he might have smoked 5 of them back to back right there. And that might not have been the case. He might not have done that. Might not have been that many. But when you sit down next to somebody that does not smoke, does not like the smell of cigarette smoke or any kind of smoke, and you just proceed to smoke back to back to back to back to back like you done lost your mind, I'm like, yeah, nah, this ain't going nowhere. So I'm sitting there now. I'm just trying to make the most of the situation because I'm like, okay, well, I'm here now. I'm just going to try to make the most of this and get this over with. So, one of my girlfriends ended up calling. Oh, let's back up. And I had told my one girlfriend that I'm going to text you every hour on the hour. And if you don't hear back from me, then you need to be, trying to figure out what's going on with me. And so she had been texting me on the hour. And I have been, texting her back, letting her know what it was. And so, so I have been texting her back, and my other girlfriend ended up calling. And so I was having a conversation with her on the phone because I really had, oh my God, hold on, back up. What did he say? Oh my God, I can't think of what he said. But we were having a conversation, and he really said some shit that really pissed me off. And I, now I'm like, oh, I'm really done. I'm just about to try to figure out me a way to get the fuck up out of here, because I'm about to go. He said some old stupid ass shit. What was it? Anyway, if it come back to me, I'm gonna let y'all know. But he said some old stupid. I'm like, girl, you really know how to pick them. You really know how to pick them. Because he said some old stupid mess. And I was like, yeah, I'm about to go. So now, mind you, he's staggering around because he done got drunk off his earth and jerk. And so he was like, so go ahead and tell me, what is it that you don't like about me? He said, you could be honest. Tell me, what is it that you don't like about me? And I'm thinking to myself, who asks a person, really, what is it that you don't like? Like, I could tell that he was really insecure. I could tell that he really had insecure issues. He was really insecure within himself because he was too concerned with what I thought about him or anybody at that point. It wasn't even just me. I think he would have been concerned with what anybody thought about him. And so I told him, I said, well, you walk like your knees hurt. And so he just fell out laughing. So he was like my knees hurt? I said, yeah. I said, you walking around like your knees hurt? I'm like, do your knees hurt? And he was like, no. He's like, there's nothing wrong with my knees. My knees are fine. My knees do not hurt, any of that or whatever. He said, as a matter of fact, women tell me all the time they like how I walk. And I said, oh, really? I said, well, where they live at? He said, they live here. The other little town outside of here. And so I asked that for a reason, because I was like, now ain't nobody in their right mind told him that they like how he walk, because there was nothing to like. And if somebody was telling him that, it had to be somebody down there in them sticks, them backwoods where he live in, because it wasn't nobody nowhere else telling him that. So I said, oh, okay. And so he was like, you ain't gonna ask me what? No, I'm not gonna ask you what it is you don't like about me, because I don't give a damn. Give a damn if you, hey, I don't care. And so no, I'm not gonna ask you questions I don't care about. But anyway, he was sitting there, and I remember. He said, you know what? He said, this is what pissed me off about him. Because I would not get comfortable like he wanted me to get comfortable. It was, oh, you got bad vibes. And I looked at him, I said, what? He said, yeah. He said, you've been giving off bad vibes ever since you got here or whatever. He was like, what is it? You're not comfortable? You don't like it here? You just been giving off bad vibes. So I don't like that. You just been giving off bad vibes. And so I'm thinking to myself, so because I won't get comfortable and lay all out on your couch and I guess make myself more open to you as you would like me to, I'm giving you bad vibes. But really, I'm just sitting here on this couch holding a conversation with you, and that's what it is, So how am I giving you bad vibes? I haven't told you anything bad. I haven't really insulted you. You asked for the question that you got the answer to. You asked for that. So how am I giving off bad vibes by just sitting here watching TV and making conversation with you in passing while you check on the barbecue? But I'm giving bad vibes because I'm not getting as comfortable as you want me to get, right? See, you wanted me to be that girl. And then when you figured out that I wasn't going to be, you started to get upset. So I said, yes, time for me to go. And so after that, it was like downhill. Really, really downhill. So he was like, yeah, he said, I'm gonna go take me a shower. And maybe after I get out the shower, I'll be feeling better or whatever. And I was like, okay. So I'm still sitting here or whatever, you know, watching TV and stuff or whatever. So he goes and take a quick shower. It was real quick. He goes and take a quick shower. He comes back. Y'all, he walked past me through the living room. He had on nothing but shorts, right? He didn't have a shirt on. And all I seen leading the way was a big ass bush of white hair. All this was white. When I say white, I'm not talking about salt and pepper. I'm saying white. And I was like, oh my God. Oh my God. And I'm like, now he couldn't have ever thought that was sexy, because no, it's not. Like, why would you do that? I'm like, And you don't want to cut none of that off? Like, you don't want to shave? Oh, and another thing, he had told me before I came there that he had to go get a haircut, right? So initially, he's bald-headed, right? And so when he say, okay, I'm going to get a haircut, I'm assuming you're going to get your head shaved, right? Y'all, so he sat, while he was fixing the food, he was sitting at the kitchen table. Well, above the kitchen table was a light that was shining, you know, straight down. So like this light is shining straight down on his head. Y'all, all I could see when I looked over there at him was white hair glistening. And like, once again, when I say white, I mean white. Not salt and pepper, not none of that. White. And nothing wrong with white hair to those that got white hair. Nothing wrong with white hair on certain people. You know, it's a look that certain people can rock. It's not a look everybody can rock. It wasn't a look that he could rock. And not when you're technically bald-headed. And so, like I said, when he walked out the shower and he walked past me and all I seen leading was this big ass bush of white hair, I was really grossed out. I was like, oh, it's time for me to go. I'm like, yeah, it's really time for me to go. And I'm sitting up here trying to think of how am I going to get up out of here like this? So, yeah, I don't really remember the exact words on what I said, but I got ready to tell him. I was like, he sat down next to me and stuff or whatever. He was like, yeah, I don't know what's wrong with you. Lighting up another cigarette. I don't know what's wrong with you, but you just been giving bad vibes. What, you're not comfortable? You don't like my place? You know, I'm like, your place is fine. Ain't nothing wrong with nothing. Yeah, I'm good, you know. And then I said, but you know what? I said, I'm gonna leave. I said, I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna get ready to go. And I'm not going far. I said, I know somebody that stays close. I said, I'm not going far, but tonight I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna come back in the morning. And he was like, oh, well, if you leave tonight, you ain't got to worry about coming back in the morning. I said, well, okay. So what you gonna do? And I'm like, I wanted to say, get the fuck up out of here. But I didn't know he's crazy. So I kept it cute. I was like, I'm gonna come back. I was like, it ain't gotta be like that. I'm like, we cool. What's wrong? I'm trying to calm him down, y'all, because at this point he was got to rubbing his head and acting like he was just nervous and upset and mad. And like I said, I don't know what type of crazy he was. So I'm trying to, bring him back and calm him down and, all this and that or whatever. So he was like, I'm just saying, you want to get on the road at nighttime and this and that or whatever. And he said, yeah, you want to get on the road at nighttime and it's late outside or whatever. I said, well, it was dark when I got on the road to come here. You didn't have a problem with that. So now you got a problem with me leaving? How that work? And so he just looked at me and he said, well, I don't want you to go. You can go and lay down in the room and I ain't gonna touch you because you ain't been giving me the vibe that you want to be touched. So I sat there. I said, nah. I said, I'm just gonna go. And I'll come back. Yeah, no, that ain't gonna work for me. That ain't gonna work for me. So he went and got some of my stuff, and I got ready to, walk outside or whatever. So I'm walking out to my car, and I started hearing all these hyenas and coyotes and something or another hollering, and and so I'm like, well, what is that? You about to go, so you don't need to even worry about it. I said, oh. I said, okay. So when I got in my car, y'all, I locked my door so fast. And I tried to, listen, I don't know what was behind me, because it was like it was a one-way road down it. And it was like I was parked at the end of it. And so I don't know what was behind me, but when I tell you that when I backed up out of there, I probably burnt rubber bagging up out of there, because that's how fast I was trying to get up out of there. Because once again, I didn't know this man crazy. I don't know what he was on or what he was tripping on, because he started to act like he might have been on something or pill popping. I don't know what it is that people tend to do that I don't do. But yeah, so I was like, you know what? I need to hurry up and get my butt up out of here. So when I say I backed my car up so quick, I backed it up real quick. And if anybody had been behind me, baby, they would have been good as hell. It'd have been over with. But anyway, I backed my car up so quick, and I got down that road. I was like, this is not it. And so I called my girlfriend. I was telling her about it. And she was like, oh my God, I'm just glad you got up out of there. And I'm like, girl, I'm glad I got up out of there, because he was acting like, and I didn't tell y'all the part where he was standing at the kitchen sink with a knife in his hand and talking about how I was giving off bad vibes. And I'm sitting up here thinking, this man about to chop me up in little bitty pieces. I'm about to be gone. I'm like, I need to get my ass up out of this house real quick, because I don't know what type of crazy he is. Like, I can't believe that I'm in this situation. I said, but one thing about it is, God, if you let me get up out of here, you ain't ever got to worry. You ain't ever got to worry about me getting in no more of these situations, because y'all, and then I got down the road. He comes sending me a text. I said, you know what? Let me block this nut. I'm like, I'm not about to deal with this. I'm not about to deal with this. And then he sent me a text that night. I'm gonna say maybe about 2. He turned around and started sending me texts the next day. And it was like 2 a.m. he was texting me and saying how we still cool, we still friends, but that house you was in, that's not my house. That's just the company house. That's where we take, company to when company come in and stuff. The house that you had originally asked about is my actual house. So I don't give a damn which one of them your house. Listen, I don't care which house was yours. I don't want to deal with you. So it don't matter what house you could have been living in a mansion, but if you crazy, you crazy. And that's just what it is. I don't care what kind of house. And it kills me with guys. This is something that kills me with guys. Guys will sit up and say, oh, I don't want no gold digger. I don't want, a woman wanting me for this and that or whatever. So why would you try to pacify me and tell me you got a better house when what I was in was yours? Yeah, that was yours. Whatever it was I was in, that was yours. But guys will sit up and say, oh, I don't want a woman that just want me for this, but you would lead with that. You would start tricking off and stuff and this and that or whatever. And then when she comes to expect that from you, then it's all of a sudden, oh, she a gold digger. She this, she that. But that's what you led with. Instead of just being who you are. Just be who you are. Because if nothing else, we could have been really good friends. We could have just been cool like that. You know what I'm saying? We would have never been anything sexual, because I was not sexually attracted to you at all. But you could have been, hey, my homie. You know what I'm saying? Like, we could have been cool. We could have still been cool afterwards or whatever. But you showed me that you are a whole nutcase. A whole nutcase. And I was like, I can't do this right here. So y'all had to get on down. I had to get on down. But that's all I got for you guys. I hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to like, share, and comment. And leave me some comments, y'all. What's going showing up down here in these comments. I need for y'all to get on here, like, share, subscribe. Leave me some comments. Let's talk about it. We can talk about it. What are y'all scared of? Leave some comments. Let's have a conversation about it. And y'all, I want to do a live, but I don't want to do a live if y'all not going to show up. So if y'all are interested in doing a live with me, and we can do it on a wind down Wednesdays where we can get our little drinks and we can really wind down and talk about it while we sip on a little something, and actually talk about it. So I want to do a live, and if you guys are interested in doing a live with me, then, you know, drop it in the comments and say, hey, I'm in. Let's do this, and we can set up a date and time that we're going to get on here and have a good time. But for now, y'all, I really need to make some progress up in this room that I've been putting off, because I got, like I said, I got stuff everywhere that I need to put up and in place. But until next time, you guys, bye-bye.